Okay, guys. So today, it's a day 10 session, right? Today, and we will be trying to learn about the Docker networking, right? So Docker networking is very important topic in DevOps. Sorry, in Docker. And okay, let me open the page. Okay. So okay. So let me do one thing. Let me also log into the console. So we have to log into the console. Yeah, I've logged into the console, AWS console. We'll just start it, sir. The instance will start it. Then we will. Oh, it's already running. Oh, I think yesterday I didn't stop it. I think. Let me connect. Let me see. So I'll go to my downloads where I have my PEM file, right? And I'll just try to connect just to see if in case if any containers are running or any image is already there. Yeah. Okay. So let me check Docker container ls. If nothing is there, that's good actually. Docker image ls. Okay, there is some image there. Docker image rm. So I'm just removing the. I'm sorry. I will give a image ID. I'm just trying to remove whatever it is there, right? And it's been stopped. Huh? Docker image ls. So how to remove image actually? Docker image --aq. This is what it is, right? So I think I have to use rm-f, right? Rm-f. Yes, now it has been removed. Docker image ls. Now it's removed. Okay, clear. We are clear here. No problem. Yeah. Now, so today we are going to learn about the Docker networking, right? Docker networking. Very important topic, guys. Actually, this is very important, and many of the interview questions has been asked even in Docker networking stuff also. So let me do one thing. Let me draw Docker host. So we will take this as a Docker host. Okay. So you know very well that whenever you need a Docker host, you need to have a machine where we need to install the Docker package and you need to start the Docker daemon and you need to start enable the Docker daemon. Once you enable the Docker daemon, your machine will be called as a Docker host machine, correct? Now, you know very well that actually whenever you have a Docker host running, right, what Docker will do basically, it will try to create one network interface actually. It will try to create a network interface. So what is that network interface? The network interface is always Docker 0. Okay, Docker 0 or Docker -0, whatever. And what is the IP or what is the subnet given for that? Always it will be 172.17.0.0/16. Guys, this is what the range is given. The subnet range is given for the Docker, like host for the Docker interface. It means that whenever a Docker gets starts, by default, what the Docker will do, it will create one Docker interface actually. Okay, it is nothing but this is the network interface, and always it will be a Docker 0. The name would be Docker 0, and this is the range it is provided. Now later what happened, right? Whenever you are creating any containers. Suppose I'm creating some containers. Assume that I'm creating some two containers like this. Okay, just two containers. So what it will do, what the IP address it will give, it will give as 172.17.0.2/60 like this, right? And for this, the next one, 172.17.0.3, like this it will provide, sir. It means that Now, what is happening is that whenever you create a container, this container will get connected or it communicates with your Docker host actually. Docker host means Docker interface actually. Okay. And here what happened, right? Similarly, I'm creating one more container. Again, what is happening that this container will also get associated or it communicates with the Docker 0 interface. So it means that whenever in the host, when you're sitting and creating a container, what it will do, whatever the container is getting created, by default, it will get an IP address from this range itself. So here, if you see the Docker 0, it is 17.0.0.0. From here, you will get the first, always, whenever you create a first container, the first container by default IP address is provided is 172.17.0.2, not one, sir. It will not give 172.17.0.1 because 172.17.0.1 is for a gateway actually. So it will not assign the one IP address, but from one like two, like 172.17.0.2, 172.17.0.3, 172.17.0.n number like that, it will start giving an IP address. Serial, it will give an IP address like that. Now, if you see it here, if you go to the machine and if you see an if config, now you could see that this is one interface provided. Can you see the name is Docker 0? Correct? Docker 0. What is the IP address is provided? 172.17.0.1. So this is nothing but it acts like a gateway. Now you can ask me whether Docker 0 is a gateway. Yes, it is a gateway itself actually. And here the IP address is provided is, or this is 172.17.0.1 like this. This is the IP address given for it. Okay, sir. Now, what is happening is that actually, whenever any container is created, suppose I do a Docker here, like this, I do. Sorry. Whenever I run a command like this, actually, I'm sorry, I think I should have done this. Docker container run -it, and I will do some image like Ubuntu something. I'll do some image like this, Ubuntu 14.04 something. If I do it right, what the Docker will do basically, Docker will create one more network interface here. One more network interface will get created. On fly, it will create one more network interface. That network interface, what happened, right? Your base or your Docker host, right? It will try to communicate with that network interface. It will try to communicate with that network interface. It will try to communicate with that. So here, what is happening that this you can consider something like, how I can say something like VETH, virtual network interface it will create. So you can call it as a virtual network interface. Okay, it will create some virtual network interface like this actually. So this, your base machine, right? Whatever you have a base machine, or whatever your command line you have right here, that can connect to this Docker which is running, right? The Docker which is running through this virtual network interface. It means that actually the communication, how it happens that from your base image you are communicating with your virtual network, and this will communicate with your Docker 0, and from the Docker 0 you're communicating with your Docker container. This is how the flow goes, sir, actually. So it means that, so you might ask, Rajesh, if I create one more container, whether one more network interface is virtual network interface created, or it will be there, or the same interface is no. Whenever you are trying to create a new container, again what happened, like a virtual network is created. That virtual network is used for communicating with that particular container. It means that, so your Docker host or the base machine will communicate to this virtual network, and finally this virtual network is used for communicating with that specific container. So whenever the containers are created, when the containers are running, till the containers are running, this virtual network will be there, sir. Once the container will get killed, even that virtual network interface will also get deassociated. Okay, are you clear till here, sir? So now, yeah.
Sir, I missed the point. Like, can you just help me to repeat it again? To
Yeah. Now what is happening now,
yeah,
sir?
thank you.
Whenever you install a Docker, whenever you install the Docker, it means that you're installing a Docker package, you are starting a Docker container, you're enabling a Docker container, sorry, you're enabling the Docker daemon, you're starting the Docker daemon, enabling the Docker daemon means basically a doc, there is one interface will get, a new interface will created, which is known with a name Docker 0. This is nothing but it is a network interface. So with this network interface, what is happening that it will by default, it will get an IP address in this range 172.17.0.0/16. Later, whatever the user is creating a container, right? The container will get a default IP address from this subnet. Like if I'm creating a new container, it'll give the IP address from this range 172.17.0.2/16. And again, I'm creating one more subnet, one more container 172.17.0.3 like this. So what is happening that each and every container, right? It will get associated with this Docker 0. This Docker 0 is not, but it is an interface. See, like that, we have an ETS 0 interface, right? This is a network interface. Similarly, one more interface will get created. If you see systemctl docker stop docker. Okay. So I have stopped the Docker now. Okay. Now if you execute ifconfig, it is not stopped. Sudo systemctl stop or status docker. Docker is dead. This Docker is dead. Systemctl docker start docker. It started now. So now again you check the status. It is running. So if you stop it, it should go actually basically. But what I understand is that actually I stop it, but still what is happening if I execute ifconfig command? You could see that still the interface is there because like you install the package, right? By default, when you install the package and everything, you'll get this interface, sir. If you are uninstalling the Docker package and everything, this will go off actually, right? To communicate with the Docker service should be up and running. Okay, so that's what. So here, what is happening that you need to start the Docker, start the Docker. Okay, so now let's execute the Docker info command to check Docker is run. Yeah. So now what I'm trying to tell you here is that actually, so you have a default interface which has been given by the Docker, which is Docker 0, or it is like a ETS 0. It is a network interface, sir. So through this network interface only, through this help of this network interface, it is allowing your Docker host to communicate with any container, sir. If this Docker 0 is not there, you cannot communicate, sir. It is not possible. But what I'm saying that whenever containers are getting created, one more virtual network interface is created, or one more virtual interface is created. So whatever you are having, suppose that I'm in a command line here. Through my command line, I want to connect to the container. How we are connecting, you know very well, right? Whenever you want to connect to any of the container, how you are doing? What is the command? Docker container exec. You remember, right? Exec -it and specify your container ID. You remember, right? Through this, I'm able to connect, or I'm able to log into this container, right? Or you can even use attach command also. Docker container attach, specify the container, you will get attached. You will get a shell prompt. And you can even give like this /bin/bash like that. You will get the shell itself. Correct? You remember this, right? So how you are able to connect to this container from your command line? It means from your host machine. You're able to connect because that there is a virtual interface is created. Practically, I will show you now. This virtual interface is created. This virtual interface will be there till the Docker is up and running. Once the Docker will get killed, even the network interface, this virtual network interface will also go off. Like that, what I'm trying to tell that you create as n number of containers, it will be start giving the IP addresses in the same subnet range itself. Till now here it is clear. So it means that for every container which is running, what Docker will do, Docker will create a new virtual IP address or virtual network interface it creates actually. So this virtual network interface, it always starts with a VTH, something like that. VTH 0, some name it will arbitrarily give, VTH like that. You will see that when I'm doing practically. Till here you're clear, sir? Any doubts you have, you just let me know now itself. So this network interface, what happened, right? Your Docker host, right? It communicates to this virtual network interface. This communicates to the Docker 0, and from this Docker 0, it communicates to that specific container with which you want to communicate with this. Till here you're zero. Sorry, till here you are correct. Any doubts you have, let me know here itself. We'll move further. If you don't have any doubts, we'll move further.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, sir. Now, what is correct? You don't have any issues. You can able to connect you by using this command like this in a command line. By you executing this command, you are able to connect it. Think that actually, suppose you are outside. This is within or inside the Docker host. You are creating container and you are communicating. You are connecting to it. Assume that you are having some machine or outside your network. You have your own laptop. You are having a laptop. Now here you want to communicate. From here you want to connect to this container, or you want to communicate with this container. How it is possible from the outside world or from the outside network? So we have already learned about the port mapping, right? That and all we have learned already, right? So what is happening is that how you can connect means your system can actually connect with first it has to get enter into this machine, and from this machine it has to enter into this container. So it has to do two-way communication. First, the outside machine has to connect. So to connect it, actually what is happening that it uses your ETH0 interface, sir. So here, if you see ifconfig command, if you do the ifconfig command, so ifconfig basically give the IP address. So whenever you want to check what is the IP address in your machine, you know that ifconfig, you have so many instances, you have so many interfaces, like you have Docker 0 here, you have ETH1, ETH0, ETH2, you have a loopback address. These are all the network interfaces you have to say actually. So here you could see that your VM machine's IP address is 172.20.0.19. This is your ETH0 IP address, sir. So here what is happening is that ETH0 IP address is 172.17.31.20.119, right? Now what is happening that whenever you want to connect to your Docker container which is running from the outside world, the machine, it has to hit to this IP address. But when it hits to the IP address, whatever the application which is running, that application only this outside machine can access. But I don't want to access the application which is running in your Docker host. You need to connect to an application or to the container where that particular application is running in the container. So my requirement is not to connect to this machine. My requirement is to connect to this container. Then what you have to do, you need to port. What you have to do, you have to do IP port. It means that whenever any traffic is coming to this IP address, I need to do a IP mapping to this container host. That means that if this machine from here, he is hitting to this IP address, the traffic should flow to this container. So this is nothing but you are doing an IP mapping you're doing. It means that once you are hitting to this, it has to redirect to this. It means that now when you start sending a packet to this ETH0 interface, it starts redirecting it to the container. That's all. But what is happening that you can do one IP to one IP, right? But here what is happening, you are having so many different containers you are having. You are having one container, you're having two containers. Now suppose this outside this machine, it want to connect to this container, or you want to communicate with this container. How we can do? Because already an IP mapping has been done. He cannot do it, right? Because one IP can serve or get connected or attached to only one IP address, right? It cannot do. So that's the reason what is happening, that you are having a port actually. So it means that suppose he says that actually that, okay, man, I am trying to communicate with this IP address, but along with this IP address 172.31.20.119, if I'm specifying the port like this, then what is happening, that what you have set, that you have did a port mapping. It means that once you start hitting to this IP address with the port number 8000, then what you have did, right, just do a port mapping to this container like this. Similarly, you have enabled the port mapping so that if you are hitting 172.31.20.119 to 9000, right? So if this outside machine, if he is hitting, I will take one more color. If he is hitting to this IP address, I'm sorry, I think to this IP address, okay, with the port mapping 9000. So you have sorry, so what is happening? Okay, I'm very bad in this. So here what is happening? You are pointing to this container IP address. It means that, so whenever this machine is hitting to IP address with the port number 9000, you are actually redirecting it to this content. It means that you have did the port mapping to this IP address. So this we know very well, right? From the day one, we have been learning this. So this is nothing but it is a port mapping. Actually, port mapping. You, with the help of a port mapping, you are able to communicate from your outside machine to inside a container which is running in a Docker host machine. Correct. So this is how it is, sir. Now what is happening is that now, so by default, what happened, right? You know that there is one network interface is there. You are having 172.17.0.0/16. This is the subnet range. Now assume that actually that how many IP addresses you can have here. It is based on all your subnet, right? It is you are having 16, so you can have up to 65,535 IP addresses you can have with this one network. It means that you can create 65,500 containers, and that containers, all those containers will be communicating with the same single network interface, right? Now you say that, Rajesh, now assume that actually I don't want this, I want to create my own. So see, basically this is called as a bridge network, sir. Okay, I just forget to tell this word. This is a bridge network actually. Now there's a requirement. You say that, Rajesh, I don't want this default network bridge actually, I want to have my own bridge actually. So even you can even create your own bridge actually if you are creating your own bridge. So how to create your own bridge actually? So we're having a date in today. So whenever you want to create a new bridge, you have to say Docker network create and specify some name actually. So what will happen that it will create a new bridge actually, right? It will create a new bridge. Okay. Now, if you're not specifying any IP address or any subnet, by default, what the Docker will do, here you are having 172.17.0.16, right? Here what happened, it will give something like this, sir. It will give something like this. 172 dot 18.0.0/16, like this will be. By default, it will be that it will give exactly next subnet, whatever you are having this, right? This is the subnet will start from Docker 0. The next bridge network it will give. Similarly, like that, you can create n number of bridge like. So for this, it will give 172.19.0.16. This will be given as 172.20.0.16. Like that, it will give you. So here, what you're doing here, by doing this, actually, you're isolating a network actually. Later we'll see. I will say the default it'll give. I don't want to give the default also. I want to give my own, subnet actually. I don't want this one, sir. You will say that I don't want this. I want something like 10.100.0.0/16 or /24. Like that I want. This one I want it for, because you want to isolate the network, right? That's a requirement, right? Because we need to isolate the network. Suppose assume that in a project, right, where you are building a 3-tier applications, right? You are building a 3-tier application. So building a 3-tier application, right? So the first tier is nothing but your Apache server. The second tier is nothing but your application server. And the third tier, or the tier 3, is nothing but your database actually. Suppose assume that I want to have 3 containers. Okay. So what is happening that these 3 containers, right? These 3 containers should have a separate network. So it means that I'm having an Apache server, I'm having an application server, and I'm having a DB server. So I don't want to use the same subnet, sir, because if you use the same subnet, all these 3 machines or 3 containers can communicate each other because it is following the same subnet. So in that case, what is happening that to isolate the the tier 3 application like web server or application server and the DB server, you will tend to create different interfaces. So different network bridge you are trying to create. How to create that? You have to use this command actually. Later we will see you. I'll show you how to create the network interface, right? So here what is happening that you will say that, okay, Rajesh, let me give a name. What is it? The name I will give something like dev-team. That is the network interface. I think, sorry, it is little clumsy. It looks like little clumsy. That's what this network interface. I'm going to give something like a QA-team or test-team. Okay, and this one I will give it as a prod actually. So I'm just giving some name actually, network interface name. Prod-team. So here what is happening that I have created the 3 bridge network, and here I'm giving an IP address in this range 10.100.0.0/24. Okay, here for this I'll give something like 10.200 or 50.0.0/24. So for this prod-t, I will give as the range as 10.200.0.0/24. Like that I will give. So it means that now what is happening is that now this is what the bridge network I have created. Now whenever I create any container, Docker container, something like that, by default what happened, right? How the IP address will be assigned to that? It will by default what happened, right? Your container will get connected to the default Docker interface, that is Docker 0. So we'll try to pick whatever the available IP address there, the next free available IP address that IP address will be assigned to the container, right? So similarly, if I am trying to create here, if I'm trying to create a new container, one more container, new container, few more containers. So if I want to connect to this bridge network, then what is happening? I have to specify that this is what I'm using it. It means that whenever I'm trying to use this network interface, what I will give in the command line like this: Docker container run -FN network dev-team. Okay, and then you say Ubuntu like this. If you start giving like this, here you're mentioning that I don't want the default Docker 0. I want my container to be created using this network interface. That is my dev-team. So here you are mentioning dev-team. Then what will happen, that what it will do, what the Docker will do. So what is the subnet? It starts 10.100.0.0/24. So what the IP address it will give, right? It will give an IP address like this way: 10.100.0.0/16, like this it will give. So like that, it means that this container will get associated with this network interface. Clear, sir? Because here you are giving what is the network you need it, like that. Similarly, I want to create a container which uses this network interface QA-team, like that. Then the same command you are giving like this. If you do it practically, you will understand everything, sir. Docker container run -FN network equals QA-team, like that, whatever the name is there, and then specify the image name, anything like Ubuntu 14.04, something like that. If you do it like that, what will happen, right? A container will get created. Now, what is the IP address you'll give? It'll give an IP address of 10. Because this IP address, the subnet is number 10.50.0.24, right? The subnet will be given 10.50.0.2/16, like this. Similarly for this, and this container will get associated with this network interface. And again, similarly, you will get associated with this interface if you're using prod. And for the prod, it gives the IP address 10.200.0.2/16. Till here, you're clear, sir? When we do this practically, you will learn a lot of stuff actually. Okay. Now, what is happening that, see, our intention is that actually we have to have a network isolation, because like, so suppose this container 10.100.0.2, and this is associated with this network bridge, right? And we are having 10.50.0.2. This is one more container which is associated with this QA-team, right? This is a separate network bridge actually. So this IP address, it cannot communicate with this IP address, right? If you ping, it cannot communicate with this IP address because the subnets are different. You cannot even ping also. You cannot. So in that way, you are making an isolation. It means that you need to isolate all your containers so that you cannot communicate with one container to the another container. Clear, sir? Till here? When you do the
Yeah,
practical, you will learn everything, sir. Yeah.
yeah. Sir, one thing like after doing this segregation, like isolating all the networks, but it will not impact to the port mappings, right? Port mappings will be the remain same, like we'll give the same 8,000 port of the Docker host and whatever
Yeah.
the 80 or 90 ports for the as per the
Correct.
containers. Port
Correct.
mappings will remain the same. Only the
Yes.
network
Port mapping.
segregation will,
Yeah.
yeah.
Network segregation you have did so that you are isolating the network because you are creating a containment. See, that's what I
Hello.
that actually your web server, it cannot communicate with the database. It shouldn't communicate. Only the application container should communicate to the database, not any other container, right? So
Correct.
how
Got
you
it.
can avoid it? You can avoid it by segregating, by making sure that those containers are working in a separate subnet. It means that it has to get a separate subnet, or it has to get a separate different IP address with a different subnet. So to do that, you need to have the different bridge. You should create it actually. By default, Docker 0, by default, it will be always be there. You create thousands of containers. All those IP addresses are given by the same Docker interface, right? Docker 0, right? Right? You know, right? We have been seeing that.
Yes.
But now
Yes.
you are segregating it actually. That's how it is. Port mapping, whatever you ask, it is correct. You can still you can work with the port mapping with all this. You can enable the port mapping. It will work actually. Now the stuff is that actually. Now our question comes that Rajesh, okay, fine. I am having this container 10.100.0.2.16 or 10.100.0.2. I want to communicate with this 10.50.0.2. If you ping it, it will not ping, correct? Because they are in the different subnet. But but say that, okay, now I want to communicate with, even though they are in a different subnet, I want to communicate. So how to do the communication? So basically there are three methods are there. 3 to 4 methods are there. 3 ways or 4 ways of communicating. The first method is nothing but create a common network actually. Common bridge network. What do you mean common bridge network? So we'll say that Rajesh, let me do one thing. Let me create one more bridge network. Okay, one more bridge network. The IP address what I will give it as a 10.19.0.0/16 or /16. This is what I am giving. Okay, so what happened? Okay, how it gone? 10.19.0.0/16. So this is what I'm specifying. Okay, this is what I'm giving a. So this is nothing but your common interface. It means that I'm creating one more common interface like this. So let me give the name of that common interface as something like a common. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, I don't have a space here. So let me write it here. So I'll give the name as a common hyphen team something. Here I am giving as a dev team, QA team, or pro team. Same thing. I will create a common team. So what I will do here, whenever I want to communicate it, I want to connect this container IP address to this common team. Similarly, I want to connect from this container to this common team. So when you're doing connect, what is happening, right? What it happens that this container will get one more interface, network interface. Though, so that network interface will be something like ETH1. Similarly, this container, it is getting connected to this common network. It will get one more interface, ETH1, like this. So with the help of this common team network interface, you are able to communicate now, because Here you are getting one more new interface, ETH1. Here also you are getting one more new interface. Both this interface will be having an IP address in this subnet actually. So with the help of that, what is happening that you are able to communicate. In that this machine 10.15.0.2, when it want to communicate with this container, it will try to hit or it will try to send the traffic to this network interface. Similarly, this IP address 10.11.10.100.2, it want to communicate to this container, it will hit to this ETH1 like this. Like this, what is happening that this is first one of the way, but this is not the best practice, sir, actually. Why? Because then if you have created one more common network interface and you are communicating like this between the two containers, then what is the use of the isolation then, right? So this is not recommendable. So we will not really look into this common. So I think again it is gone. I have written. So the first method is nothing but three ways are nothing but it is a first is a common interface or common bridge network you have to create. Second method is nothing but port mapping. So ideally, port mapping is the best way to achieve the communication. Now, what is happening that this IP address 10.100.0.2, it want to communicate with 10.50.0.2. Directly, it cannot communicate because both are in a different subnet, right? Both are having a different IP address. You cannot communicate it, but still you want to communicate means you can do a port mapping. How to do a port mapping? So now you know that you are having a ETH0 interface 172.13.20.109. So now what is happening that if you say that here, what you have to do that, suppose 10.100.0.2, it want to communicate with 10.50.0.2. It want to communicate. What it has to do that, you have to do a port mapping. This is the best way, sir, actually. And in all the industry, they're using the same port. Like you say that, Rajesh, if I'm hitting to the, I'm just pointing to this 7000 port map. It means that whenever I am sending any packet or I'm just coming or hitting to this IP address with the port 7000, it should communicate or it should redirect that packet to this container. Similarly, if I'm hitting to this IP address 172.30, I think I will use some other color, 172.31.20.119, suppose something like 7001. It means that when this container it want to communicate to this container, if it is hitting to this IP address with the port 7001, then automatically what happened that the traffic has to flow to this container. So this we have seen many times. Whatever we discussed, it's the same thing. It's a port mapping. So that is the best way to communicate between different containers. Okay. So this we have did many times, but we will see practically one more time how to do that. So this is what the port mapping. And the third method here, and the third method of, sorry, I think, yeah, sorry. And the third method of communication is, what is the third method? Third method of communicating is nothing but through your overlay networking. Overlay networking, we will be seeing this overlay networking whenever we are learning Docker Swarm. So when you're learning Docker Swarm uses the overlay networking. So this is a separate topic we will learn later. Okay. So these are three methods. One is a common bridge network that you have seen that you will create one more network interface, which is not but we call it as a common -team or whatever name. You will give some range, and this container you will connect to that common bridge network. Similarly, this container will also connect to this common network, and then you will start communicating with each other. But that is not a best practice, right? So the best practice is to always do a port mapping so that we know how to do a port mapping, right? So this is what a theory, sir, what we learned on the networking. Now let us see practically how we can do this one, how we can understand all these things. So for that, I think I need 2 to 3 interfaces, right? So I have one interface. I have one terminal. Let me create one more terminal. Some few terminals I need it actually. So I'm into the download. So why it is not coming? Okay. So let me open one more interface, sir. I need a couple of interfaces. Sorry, a couple of terminals I need actually. Okay. So till here, any doubts you have, sir? Anything? Okay, I think I'll open one more terminal. So I need to have some 3 to 4 terminals I require, sir. Okay, let me get into the root. Okay. Okay, fine. Now I have so many interfaces, right? So many terminals now. So if I execute ifconfig, you already know that this is the interfaces you are having. So here you have a ETH0 also, and this ETH0 is not your machine IP address, 170.30.0, and all these are private IP addresses, sir. It's not public. It's all private IP addresses, right? Now, when I do a Docker container -it run, if I use a Ubuntu image, I'm just creating a new container, sir. With this, just observe, sir, what I'm doing. So when I create Docker container -it, sorry, it's wrong. Docker container run -it you have to use. Then you have to use the Ubuntu image, Ubuntu 14.04. So I'm just running an image container. Now you could see that as soon as I run a container, you could see if I execute the ifconfig command, you could see that actually that apart from this Docker 0, can you see that there is one more network virtual interface is created here? Correct? So as I said earlier in the diagram that whenever your container is running, a virtual network interface will get created automatically. So this virtual network interface will be used to communicate or connect to this container which is running. So this virtual network interface will be up and there, or it will be there till this container is running. As soon as you kill the container, if I exit it out, see, I'm exiting it out. So there is no container running now. Okay, no container running. Now again, you come back here. If you execute ifconfig command, now you could see that has gone. So if you create it, it will create the interface, network interface. See, again it has created. If you exit it out, the network interface will get exited. Clear, sir? So this is very important, sir. You have to remember, if somebody asks you, you have to tell that for each and every running container, right? It will create. Let us do one thing. Let me create container again. Let me create a container again. You could see that a network interface is created. A new one more virtual interface is created. Let me do one thing. Let me create one more container here. Docker container run -it. Same image I will take, sir. Ubuntu 14.04, right? Docker container run -it. Yeah. So one more container is created. Now you execute the ifconfig command here again. Now you could see that one more virtual network interface created, right? Now there are two virtual network interfaces because there are two containers which are running. Clear, sir? So now as soon as when you exit out from this container, you could see that both the interfaces are gone now. This is just to practically show that how the virtual network interface is created. And you could see, you have seen that, you have observed it that actually it always creates with some, it starts with the name VETH, virtual Ethernet. VTH, virtual Ethernet. That's what you have to understand. It means that this is something virtual network interface, it is getting created always. whenever you are running one container, right? So that's how it is. Now if you, in your machine, if you want to see the network interface, you have a command known as docker network ls. If you do docker network --- help, you could see that you are having commands. So you are having an ls command like this. So I will do a docker network ls. You could see that it is showing me what are the networks you have. So basically you have a bridge network, and you have a host network, you have a null network. These are the three default network is provided, right? So now what is happening, that this is nothing but the network ID. Let me do, let me inspect what is this actually. If I do a docker network inspect and specify this network ID. So this is a bridge network, sir. Now, can you see here, the subnet is having a range, the subnet range is 172.17.0.16, right? And the gateway is 172.17.0.1. Is it not the same as here, sir? What you are seeing? If I execute ifconfig, and you see there's a docker 0, and you can see that it is having a range with 172.17.1. So it means that whenever I'm executing this command, docker network ls, whatever the default bridge it is showing, right? The default bridge is nothing but it is a docker 0, because you could see that it is having a range IP address with the name range 172.17.0.1. It means that this is something like a gateway it is provided. But here, if you inspect it, you have seen that here, when you do a network interface, this is the gate, this is the IP address of your docker 0, and this is the subnet range actually 172.17.0.0.16. Correct? So this is how it is, sir. It means that this is the bridge network, this is a default network which is of docker 0, and this is what the subnet and this IP address. Now, if you see in this output, you could see one more section which is containers. So what it means, basically, whenever we are creating a container and the container is created with the same subnet, IP subnet range, so it will also have an entry of which are all the containers which are coming under this IP address range actually. Now, can we experiment this? How to check it out? Now I'll go to the other terminal. I will do the same thing, docker container run -it Ubuntu, same thing, same image I'll use. Ubuntu 14.04. Okay, I'm creating a container. Okay, what is an IP address of this container? If you execute the ifconfig here, you could see that actually it is showing as 172.17.0.2. Oh, it means that the next available IP address is provided for this container, newly running container. I can even come and run here, docker container ls. See, this container is up and running, right? A new container. And this is what the container ID. And you know that if I inspect it, it will show the same IP address 172.17.0.2. Now, if I run now docker network inspect and specify that bridge network, can you see here under the container sections, it has been showing which is the container which is using this IP address. So you could see that it is showing you the detail, and you could see that this is the container name 4E4706. If you come here, can you see here 4E4706, this is a container ID, right? Or the host name, right? The same it is showing in your in the output of docker network inspect and specify the bridge. See, can you see that it is showing it here like this? It means that once the container is up and running, in the container section, actually, it will show you the entry of this actually. Similarly, let me run one more container. You run one more container. See, one more container is created, and the host name is 5353A0. So some default name. If I execute the ifconfig command, see here it is giving a IP address of 172.17.0.3, right? And this is the host name, sir. This is not the machine name. If I execute the command host name, it will show me the same name actually here, like this 5358. Now come back to this terminal. Again, you run this command, docker network inspect. Now you could see that there are two entries. One is for one more container and others for one more container. See 535A889. You could see here. Are associated with that subnet. It means that here, if you go to the diagram, with this Docker 0, these two subnets, these two containers are associated. So that's what when I'm doing an inspect onto this Docker 0, it is showing me all these containers which are associated with that bridge network. Is it clear, sir, till here? So it is very important, sir. We have to understand all these things. Don't keep any doubts in your mind, and just without solving, don't proceed. If you are having any doubt, you just clarify here itself. This is very, very important thing, sir, whatever I'm discussing. Till here, are you clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the containers are created, the containers are running, fine. I executed some host name command to just show you what is the host name. It is created, fine, good. Now I need to even check what is my etc resolve.conf and what is my DNS. So the DNS is this one. Once I do some DNS, it is shown. Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to create the container, my own container, but I should not get some default name. I should get my own host name. And I should also have a DNS of some my google.com. For the google.com, the DNS is number 8.8.8. You know this, right? 8.8.8 is your Google's DNS server IP address. So like that, how I can do? If I exit it out, I'm coming out from the container. Now same thing, Docker container run -it. Here, what I will give the host name, -FN host name. What is the host name I will give? I'll something like my cloud machine, my cloud server, something like that. That's the name I'm giving. I'm giving a DNS of 8.8.8.8. Now I'm running the container. Now you could see that it is giving the name my cloud server. And if you see, if you execute the ifconfig command, okay, it will give us the IP address. But if you execute the host name, you could see that this is what the host name is given. And if you open this file, it is a resolve.conf. Now you could see that you have got this name server, right? So this is what, sir. So whenever you want your own host name, you have to use this -FN host name and you have to give the DNS name. Okay. So same thing, if you go here, if you try to run the same thing, inspect. So now you could see that it has been having one more entry. It means that you actually killed it, recreated one more container, it has given the same IP address, whatever it's left, like that. Clear, sir, till here? Okay, now, okay, fine. This is all fine, sir. Okay, fine. Let me even kill the other container also, which is running. Fine. Now I don't have any container, correct? Docker container ls. I don't have any container been running. If I execute the Docker inspect also, the default, so there are no containers running, right? So that's what it is blank now. Clear? Now you say, okay, Rajesh, now I want to create my own bridge network. I don't want this default Docker 0, man. I want my own bridge network. How to do that? Okay, Docker network, FN help. What is it? You have a create option, right? So you have a Docker network create, and I will give something like a dev-team. So I'll give that. So you have created a new interface, bridge network interface, which is number dev. Now, if you say Docker network ls, you could see that one more interface is getting created here. It is also a bridge network. See, the type is bridge actually. Okay, and this is the network ID. I can even do an inspect on this actually. Docker network inspect and specify the. So you could see that it is given in this range. See, the next available it has given, sir. So for this one, it was 172.17.0.16, right? For this one, it has given 172.18.0.16. That's what I was trying to tell at the time. So it will give the next default, whatever is there, because here you're not specifying any subnet while creating it, right? You're just trying to create. Similarly, like that, I will have one more Docker network create and specify something like prod-team, right? Again, I'll say Docker network ls. So I'll say Docker network inspect and specify the prod team. You can either give name or either you can give network ID. Both are okay. So I'm inspecting it. See, it has given 172.19.0.16. See, it has given. Now, if I execute if config command, see, apart from this Docker 0, see, it has created two more bridge networks, sir. One is 172.18.0.1, one is 117.19.0.1. Clear, sir? So apart from Docker 0, now you are having a two networks, two different networks, two different bridge network. Clear, sir? Now what is happening that suppose you say that Rajesh, I want to create a container. I want to create a container with the bridge network of what is the with the bridge network of what? With the bridge network of dev-team. So how to do that? We have already seen Docker container run ---- network equals dev-team add, you have to say Ubuntu 14.04. So you're running a container. What is a -FN network? Sorry, Docker container ls. Okay, I'm sorry, I have not given IT. You have created. Now, if you execute if config command, now you could see that it is given IP address with this range 172.18.0.2. Correct, sir? Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is for your dev team. Now, if you come here and if you come over here, right? I think, or else I'll go here. If you come over here, because you're using dev-team, if I execute the Docker network, same thing. If I execute over Docker network ls, you could see that you are having a dev-team. Now, if I execute Docker network inspect and specify this dev-team, see, you are having the container entry here. Correct? The same thing as we saw earlier. That was for the Docker 0. Now this is for dev team. Similarly, I can create one more container like this with Docker container run -it. This time when I'm creating a container, I will give the network as -FN network equals, what is it? prod-team. Correct, sir? And specify the image Ubuntu 14.04. So what is the IP address? If config 172.19.0.2. Now here 172. What is it? IP address here 172.18.0.2. Of course, if I try to ping 172.19.0.2, right? 19.0.2 will not be able to communicate. Will not be able to ping. So because here you have achieved the network isolation, right? Here you are communicating within these two container which are being associated with the two different bridge network, and these two different bridge network are in a different subnet. So hence you cannot do a communication. It is not possible. Similarly, if you go here, if you try to ping 172.18.0.2, will you be able to ping? No, you will not be able to ping. Correct. So now here you say that, okay, fine, Rajesh, when you are creating a Docker network and specify the create a bridge, it by default gives with some subnets, sir. Right. So let me exit out from this container. Even I will exit out from this container. So no containers are running. Correct. No containers are running now. Now if you execute Docker container ls, so no containers are running. Now you will say that, Rajesh, when I am Docker, you say that, Rajesh, when you're creating it, actually you are specifying the bridge. Fine, you are specifying, but it is giving its own default subnet. I don't want to give the default subnet. I want to give my own subnet while creating it. So let me do one thing. Let me first remove this Docker network RM, specify dev-team and even prod-team. So I'm removing both this I'm removing both this bridge actually. Now I'm creating a fresh new one. Docker network create dev-team I'm giving. But here what is happening is that actually I need to give the subnet actually. So to provide a subnet, I have to specify --- subnet. What is the subnet you are providing? 10 dot, what is it? 100.0.0/24. Okay, I'm giving this subnet. Okay. Similarly, Docker network, I'm creating one more bridge network, which is nothing but prod -team -fn subnet. What we can give, sir? Anything? Can we give 10.200.0.0/24? We'll give in the subnet range. Yes. So here we have given in a two different subnet range. Now if you execute the Docker network ls, you could see that both have been created. You can even do an inspect on that. Docker network inspect and specify. So specify the network ID. See here, this is subnet again. But here again, there are no containers which are running because we have not yet created any containers which are running it here. Clear, sir? Till here? Are you seeing things interesting now? Because we are slowly getting into a lot of other things now. I know that it is already time has over, but I would request you to stay for some more time today, because the first half an hour we discussed with with our own personal things actually.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Rajesh,
No problem.
We just started, sir. We have, we just started with it. A lot of things are there to learn. That's what. I need your another half an hour time to complete all these things. It's very interesting things. We'll be learning a lot of things now, actually. Clear? So till here, you are okay, or any doubts you have?
yeah,
So
Rajesh, sir, like whenever we list the networks, okay, we see the host network as well as the null network.
Yes.
What are those like?
Yes, I will
Or
discuss those things, sir. I will discuss those things later,
okay,
actually. At the end, I will
and
discuss.
and whenever we create any kind of a network, by default it will go to bridge network,
Bridge
right?
network. Yes, yes. By default, it will be bridge network. Correct. If you
Okay.
want the overlay network, we will see in the Swarm how to have an overlay network.
Oh, okay.
So overlay network is basically used to communicate with the multi-hosting and multi-containers actually. Suppose you're having two hosts actually. You're having a two host. You're having two Docker hosts. It means that literally you're having two machines like this.
Okay, okay.
Here you are running some containers in this host and one more container. So these are two different network, two different machines. Here, when you want to do a communication between these two containers, then we need to use a Docker Swarm actually. Here, what is happening that all the things are in the same machine itself, in the same single Docker host. You are creating a different bridge network, and you are creating a container associated with that bridge network, and you are communicating it. That's all within the single machine itself. Here, everything you are having in a multi-host. You want to communicate means you need an overlay network.
Okay, got it.
Overlay driver, yeah. That will be covering Docker Swarm. That is a big topic actually. That also we need around 2 hours time to complete that. So slowly we'll go so one by one. That is good that we feel. Till here you're clear, sir, because we'll practically see many more things now.
Yes, I'm good, Rajesh.
Okay, sir. Fine. Good, sir. Okay. Now we'll do one thing. Now we'll play now with what I'll do. Same thing, sir. Now what I will do, let me create some containers. Docker container run -it. Okay, -fn network equals dev-team, which you already did earlier. Again, I'm doing it. Ubuntu 14.04. Okay. Now, if you execute the ifconfig command, you know that the dev-team, I have given the subnet with the 100, right? 10.100.0.0. See, it has given me a IP address of 10.100.0.2. Why it has not given one, sir? Any guess? Here, what is happening that if you see that
one will
if you
be
see-
gateway, I think.
yeah, one will be the gateway. That's what, because it cannot give you 10.100.0.1 because 0.1 is reserved for the gateway. Correct. So that gateway is nothing but that interface itself is a gateway. See here, if you execute the ifconfig command here, see, if you execute ifconfig pipette to more, here, see, it has already used, right? It cannot give you. Next to this IP address only it will give you. Pure Rukja. One second, guys. Sorry guys, my daughter was disturbing me. Okay, so here we were able to create
No
a
problem.
container actually, which has given this IP address, right? Okay, fine. Let me do one thing. Let me create one more Docker container. Okay, with Docker container run an IT -f network. You know that I want to use now prod -team. Okay, and then specify the image. So basically, I will use Ubuntu. It is good that you have a Ubuntu image. So 14.04. So you have created one more container. If you execute the ifconfig command, now you could see that actually it has given an IP address 10.200.0.0. Right here, 10.100.0.2. Obviously, we know that we cannot communicate with each other, right? But if you see it here, now you would say that Rajesh, by default, it is given 10.0.200.0.2. Here 10.100.0.2. You will say that Rajesh, I want my own container with my own dedicated IP address. I don't want the default. I don't want the IP address which is provided by the Docker or the system. I want my own IP address. Can I specify here in the command line? Yes, you can specify. Suppose I want to create a container under this dev-team bridge, but I want the IP address of something like 10.100.0.100 something, or 10.100.0.99, whatever. Can I specify it like that? Yes, you can specify it here. See, Docker container run -it. You have to give the network. What is the network you're using? dev-team. But here I'm specifying an IP address, or -IP 10.100.0.10 I will give, or 100 I will give, anything. And then specify the image. UBU NTU Ubuntu 14.0. See, it has created with the IP address what you are asked here. See, I've used 10.100. Otherwise, you would have not given this, it would have given 10.100.0.3, correct? But here I'm specifying in the range actually. I'm specifying my own IP address, what I want in that subnet. So it has allocated. Similarly, like this here. Docker container run -it -f network equals prod -team -f IP. The IP what I need 10.200.0.100 and specify the image 14.04. See, it has created. Now if I execute this config command, see, you have got this IP address. Correct till here? Now what is happening that now you could see that there are 4 containers running, right? This container is having 10.200.100.0.2. This is having 200.0.2. This is having 100.0.100, and this is having 100.200.0. So now you know that this IP address is able to communicate with this IP address. Correct? 10.200.0.2 can communicate with this IP address. Correct? Similarly, 10.100.0.2, it can communicate with the 10.100.0.100, right? Because they are falling in the same subnet. So can I ping from here 10.100.0.2? See, you're able to ping because they fall under the same subnet. Correct? Similarly, here I can communicate from here ping. I'll give one thing, I'll give 4. C4 10.200.0.2 because 0.2 is this IP address, correct? So I'm able to ping. -C4 means count, sir. You want to ping 4 times and then you have to come out. So you have to specify the count -C4 like that. If you don't specify it, any count actually, you know very well that it will be keep pinging unless and until you do Control-C. See, it will be keep pinging, sir. It will be keep pinging. Now later I have to do Control-C to kill that process actually. If you don't want it, you want to just ping for some few times, like you can give -C or -C4 or 5 times, something. You're pinging for 5 times and then you will come out from the execution. Clear? So now you understood practically now that we are able to ping the containers which are lying under the same subnet, but you cannot ping the IP addresses across the different bridge network, right? That's not possible because there's an isolation and there is a different subnet. Till here, you're clear, sir? One more thing they will ask you, sir. One question they will ask in interview. What I've seen that suppose you are able to ping to an IP address, right? Ping to this IP address 10 dot. So from sitting here 10.100.0, you are able to ping to 10.100.0. You are giving an IP address. Can you give the host name actually? So if you see, this is the host name, sir. If I execute the host name, this is the host name. Can I copy this host name? Can I ping to the host name from here? Yes, you are able to ping. It's possible. So either you can give the host name or either you can give an IP address to ping it. It will work. Is it clear, sir? Till here? Now the question comes that actually now I'm having these 2 different containers which is using which are running under 2 different network or 2 different bridge network. Now I want to communicate each other. We know that they're having 2 to 3 methods are there. One is a common bridge network and other is port mapping. So let me check how to work with the port mapping, sir. Right? How to work with the port mapping. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me open one more paint. And this time what we will do, we will same scenario. I'm drawing it here. We are having a Docker host. Okay, here I'm having a container. This container I'm having. So what I'll have that here, this container is having, or else not container, like I will say that we are having a bridge network with the name. What is the name? Dev-team, right? This is having an IP address 10 dot, what is it, 100.0.0/24, correct? Now this is not but a bridge network. Here on top of this bridge network, I've created one container, new container, and that container he is having an IP address of 10.100.0.24, correct? So similarly, I'm having one more bridge network with the name prod team, right? And this is having an IP address 10.200.0.0 network 24. I've created one container here, okay, which is having an IP address of, which is having IP address 10.200. What is it IP address I've given, sir?
0.200.
0.200, right? I am just want to confirm. 0.100, sorry, 0.100. So this is IP address I'm giving. So now what is happening that I want to communicate with this between these 2 containers, sir. So what I will do basically, I have chosen here the Ubuntu. I have chosen the Ubuntu here. What I will do, I will install the Apache server in this machine, okay, and I will enable the Apache, and always you know that Apache uses the port number 80, correct? Now what is happening that, and I have installed some application here in this Apache. Now what is happening that this machine should be able to access to the application which is running in this container. It means that 10.200.0.100, it should communicate to this IP address where your Apache is running and you have hosted some application, and with that application is running on the port number 80. How we can achieve this? So vice versa, same thing. Here also what I will do, I will have here also we'll do the same thing, sir. I'll do a Ubuntu. I'll have a Ubuntu installed. I have installed the Apache, and the Apache is running the port number 80. And here also I will install some application. Even the same stuff. Even what is happening that even this machine should able to access to this application which is running this, which is running some application, and both this IP addresses are different, but still you want to communicate each other. To do that, actually what is happening that you need to enable a port mapping. So how you do the port mapping? Like you know that already we know that we have understood that we are having one network interface here, which is nothing but your ETH0. ETH0. Correct? And the ETH0, what is IP addresses? What is IP address of your ETH0? I think we are running here. I think, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll do exit and I'll say if config. And this is the interface, right? ETH0. Yeah, this is IP address. So this is IP, sir, 132.13. So what I'm doing that I will be port mapping to 8000. Correct? So what you will say that whenever this application, this server, this content 10.200.100, it want to communicate or it want to access the application which is running in this, what it has to do, it has to hit this IP address with the port 8000. Once you hit with the port 8000, what happened, right? It will redirect it to this container. Means that basically you did the port mapping here. Similarly, what is happening that, sorry. Here, similarly, you are having an ETH0 interface with the same IP address, 170.31.2019. Here, what happened that you have enabled port 8001, the next port, or you can even use 9000 also. Similarly, if this container, it want to communicate with this container where some application is hosted, what is happening that this container, it has to hit to this IP address with a port number 8001. Then what happened? The traffic will be redirected, or the traffic will be redirected to this container because you already did the port mapping, right? So can we check now? Can we do this experiment now? The lab exercise, how to achieve this, you know very well now. So what I'm doing here is that I will go to the machine. Let me close all the things to avoid. Okay, so there are no containers running here, right? So if you execute docker container ls, you could see that there are no images which are running, sir. Now what I will do, I will let me create a docker container run, what is it, -it network equals, what is it, dev-team. Then what is it? You have to give a range of IP address, right? I will say IP address. What is IP address? 10.100.0.100, right? Because we'll follow this diagram, sir. So 10.100.0.100. Okay, that's the IP address I need. Correct. Then what is happening that I need to even enable the port mapping -p. I have to, so port map 8000 with the port 80, right? And specify the image Ubuntu 18.04. Sorry, 14.04. You can give an 18 also, no problem. You have even up to 20, you are having an image, Ubuntu 14, Ubuntu 16, Ubuntu. So I'm just using the very old image, Ubuntu 14.02 or Ubuntu 14.04. Okay, this one. So now you could see that this container is running. Correct, sir? Docker container ls. correct? Now it is running. Similarly, what happened, right? I will create one more container here. What I will do, Docker, same thing, sir. Container, okay, run hyphen IT hyphen FN network. What is the network you have to give? Prod hyphen team, correct? And then hyphen FN IP. What is the IP address you have to give? 10.200.0 dot. What is the diagram you're given? 0.100. Okay, I'll give the I'll go with the same, sir. What is it in the diagram? 200. Okay, here also I will enable the port mapping, because ultimately again you have to do a vice versa. 8001 your port mapping to 80, and the image is you want to 14.04. Correct. Now you got it. Now if you execute the ifconfig command, you could see that this IP address 10.200.0.100 is given. Similarly here you have, if you execute ifconfig command, ifconfig command, you could see that it is specifying this IP address. Correct, sir. Now I want to communicate with these two machines or with these two containers now. So what you have to do that, let me install here, let me install the Apache. So how to install it, we have seen many times. First you have to do a app get update. You have to update the package. So what I'm doing here, the first scenario I'm doing, sir, here I'm installing the Apache and everything. This machine, this container has to communicate to this container. So I'm just setting Apache, I'm just enabling the Apache up and all, and then I'm just hosting some application here. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm doing app get update, then I'm doing app get install, and let's say Apache 2-y. Okay, this you know very well, many times we have did it. If you refer some previous videos, right, you could see that we have did all this. Correct, sir? So now we have installed Apache. So what I will do, we will go to the /var www.html. We know that. So under that, let me do one thing. Echo welcome to the 10.100.0.100, right? Container. So that I'm redirecting it to index.html. Correct? So now what is happening? You need to start the service. Service Apache 2. So now it is running, right? You have did the port mapping now. Now what is happening that here you have to make sure one more thing. Actually, you have to even install one more package, sudo apt get install wget. I will tell you why we are doing this. So I'm installing the package here also. Okay, so I'm installing the package here. Now what is happening that now in this machine 200, it want to communicate with the application which is running in this machine. How to communicate it? Because you need to hit to this IP address with the port of 8000, correct? 172.13.0.200. So what you're doing, suppose if you ping it, actually, if you ping it from here, if I ping it, you'll not be able to ping. Are you able to ping? You're not able to ping, right? Because the IP address of this is what? 10.0.100.0.100. Same thing I'm using 10.100.0.100. I'm not able to ping it. But what is happening that, okay, let me do one thing. I'm sorry, I will even update here also. Okay, and then I will install the wget. apt-get install wget command. Okay, so now what is happening that if I do a wget of 10.100.0.100, see, it is trying to connect it, but it will not connect, right? Because like you are trying to connect to this IP address, because you'll not be able to do a connection with that IP address, right? So now what is happening is that actually now if you do the same wget, because we have did the port mapping and we know what is an IP address of this 172.13.0.20.119. See, if I do wget of 172, that is my mission, right? 31.20.119. View the port of 8000. See, now we are able to communicate. See what it did, right? It tried to download that index.html itself. See, if you do an ls, can you see that it has copied the index.html? If you do a cat of index.html, see, you could able to see it. So in this way, you are able to communicate. So this is the just way to show you that how we are communicating with that machine. Even you can go here, you can go to this machine, go to this instance, here, connect here. What is your network, right? This is the public network, right? Copy it, give 8000. See, you're able to communicate like this. Similarly, what is happening that here also, if you come back here, if you're able to ping 10.200.0.100, you're not able to ping. Okay, what is 10.0? Sorry. Yeah, you're not able to ping it, right? But if you do a wget, and here also we have to do the same thing, sir. So here, what is it actually? I have to install, I have to update it, get apt-update. Here also I will install the Apache server, install Apache 2-y, Apache 2-y. So I'm installing the package. So this I'm doing it here, sir, in this, as per the diagram, I'm doing it here, everything, because from here, whatever the application is running, I have to get access of that application by sitting here from this container, actually. That's what I'm doing here. Vice versa also you have to do, right? So that's how apt Apache, you have installed it. You can go to the var www.html. Here you can execute echo welcome to something, same thing. Welcome to 100 container index.html. Okay, and you say service that we do start. We enable the port mapping here, right? So if you do this config, see, sorry, Docker container ls, you already did the port mapping, right? For 8001 for this. So it means that this machine, there is some container which is running, which has been port mapped to 8001. Now you come here and you do a wget to this IP address, to your host IP address, ETH0 172.31.20.119, and here you give 8001. You are able to communicate. The HTTP request sent, awaiting, it is 200. Okay. Now it has downloaded this index. So whatever the index.html it was here, right? Whatever this file is there, that has been copied over, because wget what it does, it's going to copy from the other network. Now if you do NLS, you could see that you have copied that file. Now when you do a cat of index here, see, you could able to see this. So in this way, with the help of a port mapping, you are able to communicate the two different containers. This is the most used standards, sir, actually, because by doing this, actually what is happening that you are not exposing your IP address or to the outside world. Everything, all your application, all critical applications are running a container, and you are not exposing the whole network also to the outside world. So that with the help of just a port mapping, you can able to communicate from one container to another container. This is a very highly secure way of doing it. That is an advantage of doing in a port mapping. Clear, sir? So till here, you have any doubts, sir?
Any
Same
possibility to get interview question here, sir?
That's what I'm saying here. What is happening that they will say, they will ask you the question of why you are doing a port mapping. What is an advantage of port mapping? You have to say that actually all your containers which are running, right, that are not exposed to the outside world. You are not exposing even the interface also. In that way, what is happening, you are making it highly secure, but by only enabling the port mapping for communication between the one container and other container. That's all you have to say. Same thing here. You have to give 8001. Correct? Okay. Yes. Clear, sir? So we saw that
Yes.
there are two methods actually, three methods. One is with the port mapping. Other is a common bridge. Sir, common bridge also we can do it. How to do that common bridge? We will see now. Sir, another 10 minutes more, sir. Then we will finish the class. So now, config. Okay. This is about a container. Here the container is running, right? The container is running. Here also a container is running. Fine. right? And here what is happening is that here what is happening that now I want to, so what is nothing but your with your, what is that method, sir? With your common bridge network. As I told you earlier, right? You need to create on common bridge network. Here like this, you have to create it. You have to create one common bridge network like this. Here you have to create one more common bridge network. Sorry. Here you have to create one common bridge network like this. And that name you have to call with some name, something known as a common hyphen something team. And here you will give a what is the range you want to give? You will give a range of what? 10.99.0.0/24. Once you do it, what is happening that you will try to connect your machine to this common dot network as well as this container, as well as even this container also you try to connect it. Once you have connected it, once you connect it, what the common network will do that it will give one more network interface to you like this. So that will be something like ETH1. Already you are having ETH0. It will give one more network, not ETH1. Okay. Similarly, once you are connecting this content to this common team network, bridge network, here also what is happening is that one separate interface will be given to you. That we call it as a ETH1. Like this. Like this. Okay. So with this help of this ETH1, these two can communicate each other. How to do it? Let us see practically. So how to do this? Let us practically see it. Now you could see that actually, if you execute ifconfig command here, you could see that this is IP address, okay, and this is what the interface is there. By default, this is the interface for that container. Let me do one thing. Let me come here. Let me create one bridge network, Docker network. What is it? Create. What is the name? I will give something like common hyphen team, right? And I will give the subnet also. Subnet equals, what is it? 10.99.0.0/24. Correct? Now if you execute Docker network ls, you could see that you have got one more common network interface. What is it? What is, if you execute the inspect command, Docker network inspect, and specify this network ID, you could see very well that it has given the subnet with the range 10.19.99.0.2. Correct, sir? Now what I will do here, okay, now I want to connect between these two containers. Now I want to connect between these two containers. Now how I will do? See, Docker network connect. Before that, let me execute the Docker network ls because I need a network ID. I need this network ID. That's what. So I'll say Docker network connect. You have to use a command and then specify this bridge ID. This is the bridge ID for the common team, and here specify this container ID. You could see that this is a container ID, sir. So I will specify it like this. Come here, see. I think I have to give a space here. And yeah, see, you're connecting. As soon as you execute this command, here if you go and if you execute ifconfig, see, one more interface has been created now. See, what is IP address it is given? 10.99.0.2 it has given. Oh, good. So it means that one more interface. So as soon as you did it, as I said, like as soon as you do this, connect, like as I said here in this diagram, right? As soon as you connect to this, what is happening? One more interface is given. This is ETH1. Similarly, if you connect to this common team network, then again one more interface will, a new interface will be created. So can I do the same thing? Docker network connect, specify the same. You can give either common team or you can give the network ID. So I'll give the network ID. And what is your host name? So this is my host name, sir. This is my second container, right? If you see it, if I execute ifconfig command, you could see this is my second container. So this is nothing but your host name. So I'm just copying this host name, sir. See, Now you could see that actually, if you execute ifconfig command, one more interface GTH1 has created. Now it has given the IP address 10.99.0.3. Here it has given 10.99.0.2. Correct? It has given. Now you have one more virtual network interface on both this container. Now what is happening is that you can do, now what you can do, you can do a wget, right, of 10.99.0. What is, so here I'm sitting in 10. Here I'm sitting, I want to access this application which is running here. So what I have to do, rather than hitting to this 10.200.0.100, I have to hit to the IP address 10.99.0.3, right? This is for this IP address, right? 10.99.0.3. I have to hit it here. So I'll do a wget 10.99.0.3. See, you are able to access it. See, same thing. Index.html has been copied. So if execute, see, this is there. Similarly, you come here, and you do a wget of this one. You're able to communicate. So with this common network, you could see that both these containers were able to communicate each other. This is the second method, sir. Is it clear, sir? So we have achieved both the things, port mapping as well as a common network also. Common network is not that much recommended. So that's what I would say. Okay. Now, is it clear, sir? I know that it needs some practice. I mean, you need to really practice it a lot for doing this, but you have understood the concept, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good, sir. Now what is happening? See here, what happened, right? I have connected to this. I can even disconnect, sir. I can use disconnect, sir. This disconnect. And what is the other thing? I can use disconnect like this. Even disconnect also like this. So if I disconnected it, now you could see that you have got disconnected from that network. See, it is gone now. See, you had a ETH1, now it is gone. Similarly here also. Clear? You have disconnected it. Oh, okay, sir. Now, final two things which I want to tell you. One is the one Ashish has asked one question here actually. What is that question? You could see that apart from this host and all, you are having a none, and you are having, what is it? Host actually. You are having these two. What are those two networks actually? See, basically, host is nothing but, so when I execute the ifconfig command, you are getting the host IP address as well as you are getting the default bridge network, whatever. The same thing I want to achieve when I'm creating a container, a new container. I want to achieve the same network interfaces what is been there in the host itself. Then in that case, what is happening that I can do a Docker. Let me do things, sir. Let me exit out from this container so that let me now exit out. Now if I exit Docker container ls, so nothing is there. So now what I will do, I'll say Docker container run -it -f network. I'm giving as a host actually, and I'm saying Ubuntu 3.0. Here you got it right. Now if you execute the ifconfig command, you're inside the container now, sir. See, are you not getting the same interface? Whatever it is there. Suppose if I come out here, if I'm getting another terminal, if I execute ifconfig command, see, you're getting the same interface. Whatever the interfaces is there, whatever the network interface is there, the same even your container is also getting if you are creating a container with the help of -f network host. You can only differentiate, you are inside the container, you can only differentiate with the help of a command. Suppose here, if I want to check what is our operating system, I can say cat etc os -redis. Here it would show that my base machine is done by Amazon Linux. But here the same command, if I execute cat of etc os-release, here it will show as Ubuntu. Only this between this two way you are able to differentiate that this is the container, that is a host. Otherwise, the same interface, except network interface, right? All other things are different in container. Only the network interface will only be the same when you are creating a container with the host. Actually, that is one use case actually. So it means that sometime what happened that whatever the network, whatever the container you're creating, you want to get the same network what is there in your host. In that in that in that position, you can use this actually. Clear? Now we'll exit out from here. So Docker network ls, what we did, sorry, Docker network ls. So there is one was a none actually. None means null. There is no network given for you. So if you execute the same command, Docker container run -it -network equals, what is it? None, none, yeah, none, Ubuntu 14.04. If you're running a container, if I execute if command, you could see that there are no network provided. See, no network is provided. So with this container, you will not be able to communicate with anyone. Like this. Right here, there's no network interface then. So that's what we use none. So you don't need some container doesn't need any networking at all. It has to run its own single standalone application. No communication will happen. There could be some lot of requirement like that. In that way, you have to use the none network actually. Clear, sir? So I think that is what the end of our Docker networking. Okay. So that's what. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Initially, we can stop the recording, sir.